So one of the concepts when we speak about AI and ethics of AI is how much do we actually know about what the AI system is doing? And we consider the AI as a box, and there are various shapes of that box or ways how we can see that box. We can see it either as a black box, like in flying. It's just collecting data and maybe giving outputs, but it never tells us why. So somehow this creates an insecurity. So it tells you, you're not eligible to get this credit, and you ask why, and it says, because, but no explanation. That's something no one wants to interact with. On the other hand, what would be like, people would think, that's all the ultimate goal, a glass box. An AI is totally transparent. It tells me every individual reasoning step. It can tell me everything what I need. However, if it tells me every inch in detail, it becomes quite difficult to understand, right? Neural networks, 100 million parameters. We know exactly the weight of each individual neuron. However, do you understand what's really happening inside? No. It's still, we cannot say because that number is bigger than that and that is that, and 100 million different equations there. That is too difficult to really understand what's behind. So a reasoning on a more useful level for the user, that would be the goal to achieve, but that's difficult to achieve. And one of the more recent research trends, it's also quite highly covered here in Sweden by the WASP-HS, so the Autonomous System Program funded by Wallenberg, which focuses on the human aspects, human science of autonomous systems, is the idea of a white box. And there the idea is we have inputs and outputs, and the way how this system acts is evaluated and defined by rules. So either we have laws or we have some other guidelines, and it should be fully functioning according to these guidelines. And that should be also explainable. And that is very similar to a human. If you have a human makes many actions and doesn't explain every action why. But if you ask the human why, it should be responsible for the action the human has taken. Then you can define tests for that. And for example, a self-driving car could be evaluated like a driver when they have to drive and do their driving test. So we can just say, okay, given on, and maybe even not just 50, but 100,000 minutes of driving, if the AI performs typically as we expect it to perform, then we can say it absolves the test. And if it still makes an accident later on, it's like also with a human, it has to be then responsible for that accident and explain why has it done this decision leading to an accident. Maybe often the case, I didn't see the human passing the road. Maybe you remember Tesla was a big problem a few years ago where a person in a dark suit crossed when it was rainy with a bicycle rather suddenly, and then the car crashed against this person. There were some issues. Okay, the Tesla didn't see everything, but an issue was the car was driving too fast. And that was really not good. And there, the programmers at the end had to be responsible for what has been happening. Thank you very much.